It's the cutting edge of beauty, but according to some unhappy franchisees, Tammy Taylor Nails has begun to lose luster.
If I had to turn back the hands of time, I would have definitely not bought into this franchise.
It's derailed my entire life.
I feel like I'm about to lose everything that I've invested.
It was the worst experience of my life.
Tammy Taylor Nails is billed as the lap of luxury with French champagne and superior products. And from here it all looks peachy. But is this a fantastic franchise opportunity? The real Tammy Taylor is an American businesswoman. Tammy Taylor Nails South Africa is owned by 𝗀𝗶𝗶𝘀𝗁, who started a franchise business with husband 𝗀𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗁.
Hi, I'm 𝗀𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗀.
Tammy Taylor's CEO, 𝗀𝗀𝗃, is a disgraced lawyer. In 2011, he was struck off the roll by the Pretoria High Court. A few years later, he opened what he called South Africa's first law brokerage.
I'm best equipped after 18 years of practicing as a lawyer to appoint the right legal team to a specific problem.
Who's the driving force at Tammy Taylor?
𝗀𝗃 is absolutely the driving force.
After paying 345,000 rands for the franchise license, Taryn Dunnett co-signed a lease with Tammy Taylor for the Dainfern Square store in Sandton. Taryn, how much did you invest in total?
For inception, I would say about 2.5 million, and then about another million in the 7 months that I was running. The bulk of it was my pension after leaving the bank after 17 years.
Despite being in a premium location, Taryn claims she was barely breaking even. Every month she struggled to pay her rent and the 7% royalty fee.
Then in December, we got an email saying that stock prices are increasing by 50%. And obviously that threw us even more. And I was always fairly busy. But with the stock prices, I couldn't afford to buy more stock. I couldn't afford royalties. My rent, I would literally pay as I got money in on a daily basis.
How much did you owe Tammy Taylor SA in royalties?
It's about 33K.
According to the franchise agreement, Tammy Taylor is entitled to cancel the contract if a franchisee fails to pay royalties or rent on time. And Taryn was in arrears. So on the 27th of February, a cancellation letter was sent to her. 2 days later, she found herself locked out of her own store. So was that legal in your opinion?
No, not in my opinion, and not in the court's opinion either.
She launched an urgent interdict, and on the 6th of March, the Pretoria High Court granted possession of the store to Taryn. But when she returned to the premises that afternoon with a sheriff and a locksmith, the new owner refused to let her in.
What are they doing? It's a court order.
Look, it was getting to a point where I felt there could be imminent violence. The people who came as her security had weapons.
When we approached Tammy Taylor Nails for answers, the CEO, 𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, nominated his wife, Mel, to do the interview. This is Tammy Taylor head office in Pretoria. We had an interview confirmed with 𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 for 11 o'clock this morning. But when we sent our questions, they cancelled the interview and decided to send written answers instead. But the next day, Mel changed her mind and agreed to appear on camera. Unfortunately, I was at a smelter in Mpumalanga at the time, so our producer took on the interview.
The High Court issued an order to return possession of the sword to Taryn. Why was that ignored?
That's a great question for one to answer as well, because there's good reason for it.
There was immediate appeal filed because
Mel bounced the question to her lawyer, Ruan Kruger.
Because we of an opinion that the judge made a mistake. It's appealable, and any appeal suspends any order that was made.
The new owner got an urgent court order suspending Taryn's order until the appeal is resolved.
The landlord actually closed the locks, they weren't paid, and obviously handed back the keys to us because we are the head lease. It's in our name.
And they started trading the day they kicked me out of my store. With my staff, with my computer, my business cell phone, my property, everything in that store.
We asked Mel about the increased stock prices.
The increase came from the rand-dollar exchange, but we absorbed the increase for most of the franchisees. To the franchisees who did not contribute equally to the brand, only they got a price increase for stock.
This is the Dainfern Square salon where the clause came out. Tammy Taylor, in the meantime, have sold the store lock, stock and chandelier to someone else.
I've literally lost everything.
In 2018, Daniela Angelides opened the Groenkloof store in Pretoria.
In total, it cost me 1.3 million to open my store. There wasn't 1 month I walked out with money in my pocket.
In November last year, she decided to sell.
I had agreed that I would go down to 850,000. I got a phone call from Mel, and she said to me, would I go down to 500,000?
Daniela agreed and received an email from Tammy Taylor Nails confirming they had sold her store for 500,000 rands.
And the deal was 350,000 rand to be paid in December, and the additional 150,000 to be paid in March this year. And that I'm still waiting for.
The buyer of the 𝗀𝗁𝗃𝗀𝗆 salon was 𝗶𝗊𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃.
The first time I met Pinky was the day of takeover. She had never met Mel and Piet. She hadn't even signed a franchise agreement. It then came to my attention that she had already paid Piet 790,000 with an additional 150,000 to be paid. Piet had told me that he could only get us 500,000 rand. When I brought this to their attention, they basically told me to get out.
The Angelides have since issued summons to Tammy Taylor Nails for the outstanding 150,000.
Why didn't you pay the remaining 150?
We need to pause and we need to talk to Ruan quickly.
So there's 500,000 for the business, as I understand it. I wasn't involved in the... I know that there's an amount that was paid to Daniela. I know there's an amount outstanding. I'm not sure who's owing who. There's a dispute about what Pinky paid and what Daniela received.
She didn't buy from us. She bought directly from the previous owner.
But Pinky didn't pay her, you paid her.
So Pinky paid us and we paid Daniela.
And how much did Pinky pay you? How much did you sell the salon to Pinky?
I feel like we've answered that question already.
Pinky paid a total of 827,000 rands in 4 separate payments to Tammy Taylor Nails and another company owned by 𝗀𝗋𝗀𝗀 American Branding. But realizing how much more was needed to make the salon viable, she never signed the franchise agreement and wants her money back.
She just locked the doors. As a brand, we have to have footprint and we have to make sure that every woman out there has Tammy Taylor Nails on them.
The 𝗀𝗁𝗃𝗀𝗃 store is now owned by Cherise Kruger, the wife of the Tammy Taylor lawyer, Ruan Kruger.
Can I ask you what you paid for the salon?
I only paid 300,000 for the franchise fee.
Tammy Taylor Nails SA claimed to have sold over 300 licenses, and yet we only know of 38 stores. But now the owner of one of the most prestigious and profitable stores has decided to add her voice to the chorus of disapproval.
I think they are there just to make the money on the license fees because they are not looking after their franchisees.
𝗀𝗁𝗃𝗀𝗃 says when she disputed the VAT being charged on royalties, Tammy Taylor Nails withheld stock to her busy salon. All franchisees may only use Tammy Taylor products. She brought an urgent application to release the stock, but lost the case. Tammy Taylor say her royalties were in arrears and they were entitled to stop supplying her.
So we've lodged an appeal to appeal the decision. I've been running around buying stock from the franchises that have closed down.
But while the litigation was in progress, Tammy Taylor accused Janelle of using other products.
They take a sample of your liquid, they say they've taken it to a lab to test it, but they can't provide you with the lab report to show you that, that it's not Tammy Taylor, and it was Tammy Taylor liquid.
She denies using different products.
We've got pictures.
These are photocopies of those pictures. Tammy Taylor cancelled the franchise agreement. Janelle is now fighting this in court to try and protect her 1.8 million rands investment.
In that same week, there was a buyer in my salon. This guy came in and said he was sent by head office because he is going to purchase the salon. So I said, but my salon is not for sale.
The mark was defranchised. Legally, legitimately, she received the letter unless she claims that her email address was wrong as well.
In March last year, the Sandridge Mall salon in Midrand had a champagne launch. The owner, 𝗀𝗁𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃, says it represents a 3.2 million rands investment.
Has that investment paid off?
Not at all, because I'm actually sitting at a position where it's either I sell or just close doors right now.
Her financial troubles started when 𝗀𝗁𝗃𝗀𝗃 bought a second license for Polo Field Shopping Centre, which is still under construction.
I paid the franchise fee amount, but we did not sign an agreement.
You just paid it over?
Yes.
When she decided not to go ahead with the Polo Field store, head office refused to refund the license fee. They also refused to offset the amount against stock and royalties, insisting that she pay in full.
I then approached my lawyers to say, this is the problem that I'm having. Can we actually handle this? But from then they told me I will not receive any stock from them if I'm litigating with them.
She was a great partner, but when she started taking law into her own hands, she started asking us to give her a refund and she's not going to pay royalties.
I think they should treat their franchisees with a little bit more empathy and not see them as cash cows.
𝗶𝗶𝘀𝗆 gave us the names of 10 salons to canvass their opinion. They all said they were happy with the franchisor, but 5 have only been open a few weeks. 𝗀𝗵𝗶𝘀𝗆 has owned the Moraletta Park Salon for 3 years.
Something that I've always wanted to do, and I can never say it's anything other than great.
We're going to keep selling franchises. We're going to keep taking over stores if people don't pay their fees. That is just the way business is. It's not personal, and I feel people should not take it personal.